Good morning. This morning we are going to talk about the most popular tablets the public are using and some of their basic features. The tablets we're going to be covering are the iPad, iPod Touch, the Nook tablet, the Kindle Fire, the Google Necklace, the Google Nexus, and some commentary about other miscellaneous tablets. Some of the things that we're going to be talking about are the power button locations, home screens, settings, the App Store, how to download an app and locate it, how to open and close an app, and registrations. The first device we're going to talk about is the iPad and its companion iPod Touch, which is just a smaller version of the iPad and performs exactly the same. All of you by now have seen one of these. This is what it looks like. First thing we'll talk about is the power button. On this device, on the upper right edge, you'll see this black plastic button. You push that in and hold it, and it will boot up the device. When it boots up, this is usually the screen. You slide it to access the home screen. Anytime you're navigating the device or you have an app, you press this home screen button, which is located down here in the center. Press that, it returns you to the principal screen right there. Next item on our familiarity list here is the settings button. And what we want to focus on where the settings are concerned is the Wi-Fi connection and the brightness. You select the settings button, opens up to this panel here. Second one down is the Wi-Fi. It'll show you available signals. And you know you're connected by two things. That check mark and this Wi-Fi triangle that we all recognize. Pie slice would probably be a more accurate description. And we're connected right now. The other setting that concerns us is the brightness. And go down this panel here, you'll see where it says wallpaper and brightness. Select that and it opens up to this page that has the slider on it. Put your finger on it and hold it, and you can slide it back and forth and control the brightness. Next item here on our PowerPoint follow along pamphlet here is the App Store. I'm going to use the home screen button to take us back to the home screen, and on the iPad this button here is the App Store. You select that and it opens it up, and what we're going to do is walk through the process of getting the Overdrive app on this device, which is something we have to do from time to time. When you go to the App Store, you see this promotional page here, and up here is the search box. Navigate upside down here a little bit. In this case, you start to enter Overdrive. You see it comes up pretty quickly and some recall. And right there is the Overdrive app that we're targeting. You select this. Sometimes it'll say the price here, and you select that, and it'll go through the download process. This cloud is here because we've downloaded it before, but the procedure is the same. You select it, and it starts downloading it. You can see the progress of the downloading right there. And boom, it's done. So you can open it here, or you can go to the desktop here to locate it. Now usually it'll download right to the home screen, but if your home screen is full, it's got to find the next available space. So on the iPad you can slide back and forth, and there you find it right there. So we're going to open it. Just like that. And we're going to close it. Just to close it, you just select the home screen button. You double click on the home screen button and it'll show you all the apps that are open. And to close it, just flick. These are some other apps that are open. Just flick, flick. On some of the earlier iPod, iPad devices, you double click this and it'll reveal a row of active icons down here, apps rather, and you'll have to click and hold those so they shake with an X, and then you can shut them off. But we're seeing fewer and fewer of those in this new operating system. This is the procedure for closing the apps. So now we're going to go through the process of registering Overdrive, which was one of the common problems that people have with this app. When you open it, this comes up here. You don't need to worry about this. So you're going to select Do This Later. Takes you to this page. You're going to do this later as well. It's a little promotional thing telling you about some of the features. Slide it to the left and it's going to take you to the settings page for Overdrive. I always recommend first to make sure that they have their Adobe Digital ID with the device, and to access that feature and to confirm it's done, it's under the settings. Click on that. Boom. It takes you to this. Now, to authorize the device, they're going to select Authorize. It takes you to this page here, and here's where you can confirm with them whether or not they have an Adobe ID. If they do, they can enter that information there. If they don't, they can go through the process of applying for it there. In this case, we have one, so I'm going to enter it now. It's hard to type with just your thumb. Email, and then the password, which apparently all of you will know now. And then select Authorize. Authorization successful. Boom. Now we're ready to move on to selecting a library. So we go back to that initial command panel here, select Add a Library. There's a variety of ways to do this. You can just browse through the list. I typically will just enter the zip code, select Search. Brings up a list of libraries. There's ours. Select that. Brings up our library information and the Monroe County Library System. As the instructions indicate during this process, select the star, and this remembers that library for this device. And then from there, select the Monroe County Library System. It takes you to our Overdrive panel here, and they can begin the process of searching and downloading ebooks. And we'll go through that process now. So we're going to sign in. They can select a book first and go through this process. I typically will do this. Sign in. And any of these books are available right here. Select it. As most of you are familiar with this process, select Borrow. Takes you to the Borrow page. So some of the other books that I have checked out. Select Download. Very critical, and it usually tricks people up. Sometimes this will have a Kindle format. You're always going to select the Adobe EPUB and confirm and download. It's loading the title. Then you'll see a little banner here that says it's added. Go to our bookshelf. There it is. Tells you how many days it's got left on its loan period. It's a new title. They can open it up and start reading it now. Another, tips and tricks type page, which you can get rid of. Boom. And as most of us know, to access some of the features of Overdrive, just tap at the top and it pulls down a control menu, except when I want it to, apparently.